Hey guys, I'm back with this is the last video that I'm going to have on the flex offense. I believe this is the 10th video. And again, hope these have been helpful to you. If they are, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. Again, this is MJ with MJD Sports. Today, we're going to talk about the last couple of options with the flex offense. The first one is what we call double high. Double high, we like to run if we're especially having a lot of trouble getting the ball to, in this case, let's say it was to pop into the elbow as we dribble to the other elbow. If we've had a lot of difficulty, a lot of times what I'll just say is, well, let's just start double high. And so what we do is we have, our two guards coming down the court. One especially, and it's called double high because one, you got two guys up, but also you're going to be a lot higher than normal. This is going to make it harder to look at the post. This is going to make it also harder. Now, in this frame, I have two looking for three, but that's a pretty long pass. And, I don't think what you're going to get is that pass in double high right off the bat. You're going to, and what happens is you make the first pass, you screen down, we back screen, we pop up, we pop out. When five pops up, we actually want five to start tightening it up. He's going to get to the elbow, maybe a step higher. And then once two makes that pass, he's going to screen down for, in this case, three. And when three pops up, he goes to the elbow. So it takes a couple of passes for this offense to tighten up, but it's gonna. But after that, I mean, you see here, five pops up, one pops out, three's gone through. Notice where five's at. Notice where two's making that pass from. Now, again, three's going to back screen for four. Two's going to down screen for three. Three's going to pop up there, and it's going to get a lot tighter. Not sure. Hopefully, I have enough frames that I did that, and I showed that on this. But you're seeing five's looking for four, two screen down for three, three's popping up, two's popping out. But now look how tight the offense has gotten all of a sudden. We've tightened up and gotten this box. If you have a couple of guards that you know are three-point shooters, and again, I don't think you can't. It's not that you can't run this offense with three-point shooters. I think it would be effective either way. It just spreads the floor a lot more. So, but again, you notice this offense tightened up quite a bit after that. Here's the last one that I have for you, and I do really like this. Again, when you call the flex, and a lot of coaches know what that is, and they'll say, "Oh, here comes flex." But if I say, hey, and I usually show my guns when I'll say flex and I'll show my guns, which are not very impressive. But if I say stack and I'm giving them the flex sign, the other, a lot of times teams hear stack, and now all of a sudden they don't realize you're still going to be back into the flex offense. And the way it works is you're going to stack everybody but your point guard, obviously. One's going to dribble to the elbow. I have the ball side bottom man. In this case, it's going to be five. It could be two, it could be three, it could be anybody. It doesn't really matter. But what five's going to do is as the ball dribbles over, he's going to break hard to this elbow, and three is going to run through and get to this wing. Four is just simply going to step out. Two, at this point, he becomes ultimately the post, and he looks to post up. We still dribble to this elbow, look for two if he's not there. We throw to five if he's not there. Now we'll go over to three and go through all of our options. But that is stack. That is just a different look. It doesn't look, you don't line up and look like you traditionally would with the flex offense. So, like I said, this is an option that I really like to throw at people every few possessions to show them. But again, you notice, five broke up here, three runs through, and then comes right back and runs over here. My experience, again, with my teams in the past, that first time that guy goes through, wide open. If he's not, two is going to come here wide open. And generally speaking, a lot of twos are shooting guards. If two's any kind of a shooter, he's going to come right here and be wide open. So that's kind of the good thing about that. If he's not, if he catches, he can't shoot. Here we go. Again, one is down screening, two is back screen for three in this video, or in this frame, I guess I should say. One down screens, we've got two pop up, one pop out. You're right back in the flex offense. You reverse the ball again, three back screens, four goes through, five's going to screen down, three's going to pop up, five's going to pop out. You're back in the flex offense. I hope these videos have been helpful to you. Like I said, the flex offense, you've got your traditional fans. I say traditional fans, your new wave fans, that anytime a ball goes to the 3 point line, they're going, hit it, hit it. And my experience has been, and I'm sure some of you are in the same boat, that not everybody's a 3 point shooter. Now, you may be a coach and you say, well, I'm not going to tell my kids not to shoot an open three. I'm different. If I have a kid who shoots 14% from three, and I've had those kids, but yet mom and daddy, grandma, grandpa, whoever, they like to say hit it or shoot it. Those are kids I don't necessarily want doing that. The good thing about the flex offense is it does keep those kids from doing that because it's a tighter offense. It's more, up on the elbows, not at the 3 point line. Um, but again, in this video, let's say two was a 3 point shooter or three was a 3 point shooter. I've had kids that could hit that shot consistently. And I look for kids that are in the 30% or more range. I've had those kids, and I tell them, when you pop up, you get above the 3 point line if you want to. Now, some of them want to stay a little lower. But if they do pop to the 3 point line and get a three, all the better. All the better on that deal. Again, something else I'd probably tell you guys to look out for. Just let me back up a frame or two. But let's say again, this is something you'll find is one screen's down and two's going to fill. If two's man trails him, he can just simply curl, and we're looking for that. Another thing, again, I mentioned this in some of the earlier videos. Get a team that likes to switch a bunch on defense. One screens down, two and one's man, switch. So two, as he comes up, he's going to be covered. If one will turn and seal right there at the blocks, that pass is going to be wide open. It's very effective. I think I mentioned in the very first video that we were working on this yesterday in practice, and I had a couple kids who wanted to switch everything, and my big post literally shot 3 layups in a row because of the fact that the switch it opens you up right there, and that's where the flex offense is so good. Is that if teams are switching, there's an answer to that. If they're going to play behind the post, there's an answer to that. If they're going to front the post, there's an answer to that. Power. If they're going to deny the first guy that pops up, there's an answer to that. Wing entry. If they're denying everybody, you can just do dribble entry or a loop. Just so many things that you can do if you take the time to look at the flex offense. I do have a book that's going to be coming out with a bunch of options on the flex offense explaining what you do. Keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to get a hold of me. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching these videos.